welcome to Nerdy Optometrist. This is your host, Dr. Vora, and we are having a special first anniversary episode. And to join my celebration, I have an entire crew of podcasters who are actually optometrists, but they have taken up a complete new role. I am pretty sure you know most of them because they are our famous and favorite optometrists. Sorry, Dr. Glover, I took that away from you, but you were always our favorite optometrist. That always stays with you. The minute we talk about favorite optometrist, it's always you.
Thank you so much. You know, it's funny how that name even took place or started. It wasn't even me, you know. Of course, some people would say, oh, he's just calling himself that. But funny enough, a lot of my patients, they would come in and they would say, where's my favorite optometrist at? Where's Dr. Glover at? I want to tell him that I'm going to give him some referrals. One of my girlfriends is going to come in. After a while, my team members in my office kept hearing it, and then I kept hearing it. So that's where it took place. And then it just got into the eye care industry and just kind of bloomed from there.
All right. So this episode has a secret story behind why everyone calls Dr. Glover a favorite optometrist. But that's so awesome. As I mentioned, I'm pretty sure you guys need no introduction, but just as a formality, I'm going to go with a quick rundown of the introductions. To begin with, because we started with Dr. Glover, I'm going to go ahead and start introducing the dynamic duo, Dr. Jennifer Lyerly and Dr. Glover, who are the founders and co-host for Defocus Media. I'm pretty sure everyone around knows you guys. But to talk about Dr. Glover, one, of course, he is our favorite optometrist, officially declared in the eye care community. But apart from that, he's also worked a lot Black eye care perspective. And I really respect you and the entire team on that initiative.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Glover, for bringing that thing up in the industry. He's also worked with Eye Africa, and he's also passionate about optometry with special emphasis on education, diversity, marketing, and legislation. Apart from he being the social media king, he's now an author of a book. So kudos and congratulations for publicating of that book, Dr. Glover.
Thank you.
Yeah. Talking about his co-host, Dr. Jennifer Lyerly, of course we know her. She is another powerful woman which we all look up to. Thank you so much, Dr. Jennifer, for joining this for this podcast and this episode. She definitely specializes in contact lenses in her practice. She's founded her Idolatry blog, which is a website with over 100,000 page visits. I'm pretty sure now it has crossed a lot more than what it is mentioned here. She's also been recognized as a rising star by Vision Monday magazine. It's a pleasure and honor to have you on this podcast. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. It's so much fun to have you around.
Thank you guys so very much.
One other thing, that's 100,000 views per month.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
So we got to put that stat in there because Jennifer is amazing and she's able to communicate with the public in ways that no one else can. But that's 100,000 in a month.
Wow. Thank you.
Darryl, I don't need to talk about myself. Let me just let Darryl tell you about me. It'll sound way better.
Maybe I should turn on this. Maybe I should switch this into being I introducing you guys instead of that you introduce your team members, because I'm sure you'll know the inside secrets. But thank you. Feel free to jump in and share the inside secrets, because that's what the Nerdy Optometrist podcast is all about: revealing the secrets and spilling the beans. So go ahead and make sure that you tell all the secrets that I'm not aware of. Moving on to another podcast that we have, the 2020 Now podcast. It's all the way from Canada. We do have a good combination in this episode from US and Canada. So thank you all for matching our time zones. So we do have Dr. Harbir Sian. He's a co-owner of 2 optometry practices in Vancouver. He's passionate about education and giving back. He has a blog, a YouTube channel, and now a podcast to help share knowledge, information, and he has 2 kids. I don't know how you guys manage with kids, man. I don't know. I am already exhausted with my one podcast channel. But Dr. Harbir, thank you so much for joining in the episode, and a warm welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Can I get Darryl to give me an intro as well, please?
Of course. And you know what?
Darryl know his background story.
Yeah. Yes.
Darryl probably does.
Stories about
Darryl is the
everyone.
ultimate hype man, on top of being everybody's favorite optometrist. But
No, but we all know Harbir. I mean, he's the man. He's killing it. I think right now, as far as the eye care industry goes, he probably has the hottest podcast. I mean, he's bringing out some great guests. He's bringing out some great content, and I look forward to hearing this content every single week. So, man, just keep up killing the game, man. We greatly appreciate everything you're doing for the industry.
this is incredible. Thank you, Darryl. That sounds like you rehearsed it, but it just came out like.
It's a good job of coming out.
Also, don't forget, you are a lecturer at the Canadian Dry Eye Summit coming up really soon.
That's
so
correct.
a keynote
That's
speaker, which is great.
Yes, thank you.
See, I
Thank you very much.
rehearsed and this is all I got. Dr. Glover just went in.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think you're going to start teaching a course on that as well, Darryl, on top of everything else.
No one wants to hear me talk, man. Trust me, because I'll keep going.
Oh, I think everybody likes to hear you.
Yeah, I have attended your sessions. We love it.
But thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. And thank you, Jen and Darryl, for the additional comments there. That's very kind.
All right. Then I'm going to go with our amazing Women Power podcast of 4 amazing women out there. We only have 3 who have joined this episode, but we do miss the 4th one, but I'm at least happy we got 3 on board. The FourEyes podcast, which was created, as I mentioned, by 4 dynamic, passionate female optometrists who graduated from ICO in 2019. They remained in touch, and then they decided to, go ahead and start this podcast, which talks about optometry from the perspective of new grad optometrists and includes interviews with influential eye care professionals who contribute positively to the profession. Thank you so much for joining the podcaster crew and, bringing your friendship to a whole new level by inspiring everyone.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, thank you so much. And again, Alex lives in Alaska, so she's way behind on everyone's time zone, and we're 4 hours apart. So yeah, she really wishes she could make it too, but this just wasn't the great time for her. Unfortunately, Alaska's always left out of the picture. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us. And we are so humbled to be sitting and on this podcast with some of the people who influenced us to make a podcast, because we've been listening to Defocus Media for over a year now. And I've been personally listening to the Women ODs podcast, and then now Dr. Harbir Sian. So our podcast was really influenced by these people. So we're very happy to be sitting with all of you guys here.
Absolutely. Yes. I actually have a story. I started Nerdy Optometrist just because of the next guest that I'm going to introduce, Dr. Maria Simpalis. We have never met. We have only connected on LinkedIn, on phone, on podcast, but we have actually physically never met. If she would have not introduced me to this world of podcasting, I don't think so I would have ever started this. And thanks to Defocus Media for actually publishing it and doing all the editing works for us. So it is just because of these guys that Nerdy Optometrists even exist. So talking about our next guest from corporate optometry, Dr. Maria Simpalis, again, a very, very inspiring, empowering woman who has actually helped me and many others all across the world. She graduated from New England College of Optometry and was named as the Young OD of the Year by the Rhode Island Optometric Association in 2016. In 2019, Vision Monday awarded her with the most influential woman in optical. She has done a lot of work in, helping all the optometrists on the corporate side. So thank you so much, Dr. Maria Simpalis, for being on this podcast and, always supporting everyone around.
Thank you for having me. And this podcast, Corporate Optometry Nation, would not be without Defocus Media. And, they do a good job of making it more entertaining and cleaning it up. So it comes out nicer that way.
I always...
it's all you.
I always hear this in my episodes and my interviews where people say, optometry is such a netted community where everyone is there to support each other. And when we are trying something new like this of a podcast, I couldn't have, agreed more on how everyone, whether it was Defocus Media, the 2020 Now podcast, or any podcaster I've approached, have been extremely supportive of, hey, you want to do it? Let's just do it. It's never like a competition. It's always like one huge community. So thank you everyone for your support and being part of this new podcast gang that we have. All right, so I'm going to ask a couple of questions to better understand your journey. To begin with, I would like to know your optometry journey. If the Defocus Media duo could start, how did the podcasting happen? Because you all were the early starters, where I think people didn't even know what podcasting was. How has your journey been so far?
I'll let Jen take this. Ladies first. I always love to hear Jen speak. So.
Well, Darryl's going to say that because he knows that the way the story goes is that Darryl had a bright idea. And he really is. Darryl is full of ideas. Whenever it is time in the world where we can all get together again and meet up at conferences and sit down and chat at the bar after a great educational class, just sit beside Darryl and let him share some of the ideas he hasn't put into fruition, and you'll get inspired to do a whole lot of things. So we were both independently blogging back in 2011. We had gone to an educational meeting about social media and realized we didn't really learn anything, and we could have actually taught people more during the course of that class. So Darryl's great idea was why don't we put something together to help doctors with what we know from doing our own blogs? And that's how this company was born. We started out educating doctors about social media marketing, and then that turned into doing a podcast to try to help teach them how to better do it ourselves. But as we were bringing on guests to talk to people, we realized, gosh, there's so much of optometry that we could really explore this way. And we just keep pivoting and just following our passion on this, because for us, if it's not fun, if we're not learning, we're optometrists first, right? This is not our full-time job, and we never want it to be. We always want to be in patient care, seeing patients, doing this career that we love. But this is the best way that we found to have fun on the side and really learn so much about the profession.
Absolutely.
And I agree. And the one thing that I love about, with working with Jen is, she hit the nail on the head. If it's not fun, we don't touch it. Jen will tell me straight up, you know what? I don't think that's cool. I don't like that. I don't want to do it. I'm like, Jen, I'm with you 100%. I'll say the same thing, and she'll say, you know what? We got to keep doing this if it's only fun. And that's what we've been doing. And that's why when we're doing our podcast, we're just always laughing and goofing off. I may say some of the dumbest things in the world, and Jen will correct me or something like that, but it's just fun. That's all we want to do, is just have fun day in and day out with podcasts.
Well, I must say your podcast do reflect that, because every time we listen to it, we really, really have fun. So that definitely keeps our standard high too, because we cannot make a boring podcast, because we have to kind of make sure it's fun. All right. I also want to ask another question before I go to the next podcaster team, is how did the name come up? I really want to know the story behind the Defocus Media. That's I love asking, how did that name come up?
That's all Jen.
Oh my God. So we were dead set, Darryl. We had the best idea for Blind Spot. That was going to be our name. We had brainstormed, and we just
like that one.
And then we looked it up, and that was already taken. There was already Blind Spot Media. And so we were like, shoot, we'll never come up with another name. But you know what? Now, since we came up with Defocus and started doing that, I can't imagine being called anything else. And Blind Spot isn't so cool after all.
Yeah, I can kind of imagine you guys being called Blind Spot.
I hope they're not listening right now.
Optometry podcast. I'm sure they're not.
You guys definitely made the right choice on that one. I have to say.
Yeah.
I felt like when I discovered Defocus Media, I felt like I honestly thought that you guys chose the name because Defocus kind of makes me feel like I'm unwinding and just relaxing when I listen to the podcast.
That was exactly, yeah.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That was the name, but the tagline is to defocus on media and refocus on patient care. So we know that a lot of times we have to read magazines, it consumes our time, but we knew podcast was the new thing. So we're like, you know what? You can defocus and listen to the podcast. That'll give you more time to just focus on your patient care and give the best patient care from the information that you just listened to from our podcast. So that's kind of like the tagline that goes along with it.
Nice. as you, sorry.
That was all Jen that came up with that.
I had one good idea. Daryl's good.
But I also like how it's like we usually have like podcast. You all made it media, so then it is endless. I really love that, how it could not just be one thing, but so many things under the Defocus media. It is everything in eye care. Just go there and you'll find it. Awesome. Going to another group of the dynamic 4 women. We just have 3, but the FourEyes. Tell us about your journey. How did you end up doing podcast and the name to follow?
Do one of you want to share the story?
You could go ahead and then I'll add something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just interrupt me. So I think it was back in November. I was actually listening to a lot of the Defocus Media episodes, some of the Try Not to Blink, because those are some of the longer episodes that really filled in my 50-minute drive to my residency every day. So one day I was listening to an episode and I was just thinking, I was like, we could totally talk to people about this stuff too. Like, I think it would be really fun if the 4 of us got together and just rambled on with our jokes, and we really get along well together, because Defocus Media, they really bounce off each other so well.
Yeah.
The relationship between them is so great. And I was like, you know what? The relationship between us 4 is really good too. And I really feel like we would excel at this, to talk about more focusing on clinical care and clinical management, because when we just got out of school, I felt like I was already losing all the knowledge. Just it was slowly trickling out of my brain after boards was done. And I was like, I need some good reminders and refreshers. And what better than to talk with these other 3 girls that I'm really close with, who are doing other areas of optometry, because I was just focusing on binocular vision in my residency. So I wasn't really focusing on retina or, glaucoma management and things like that. So then I texted the girls and I said, what do you guys think about doing a podcast? And immediately everyone was just like, yes, it's such a great idea. And that's kind of when we started to, put ideas together. We made a whole, not business plan, but like a whole outline of what's our name, our tagline, our mission, our goals, what kind of episodes do we want to talk about. And yeah, then it came together 4 months later, 5 months later. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when
you guys want to add to that?
I think when we all graduated, we didn't like do blogging and all this stuff. We kind of just hit the ground running, and we were in clinic for maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or something. And we were just like, oh, maybe we should just start a podcast. And after Amrit sent that text, I really thought all of us were going to be like, it would take some convincing, but instantly we were all like, yes, 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 yes. And it was like, oh, okay. So we all were on the same page about this. Like, okay, let's do this. So yeah. And plus we all in different parts of North America. So, we were all really close in school, and it was just nice to be able to connect again every week. And we really miss that part of school. Like, we don't see each other every day, and this is the one thing that kind of lets us connect all the time. So that was a really important thing for us as well for this podcast.
And another thing was that because all of us went to school in the States, a lot of the podcasts are based by American ODs. So this was where Amrit was doing her residency in California, and Alex is from Alaska, and then me and Deepon are from Canada. So we got to kind of connect the Canadian and the American optometry together, so where we can talk about what's different in Canada, what's available in Canada versus the States. So it's kind of like all in one.
Yeah. I think we knew from being at ICO specifically has a large, diverse group of students where they take a lot of international students compared to some of the other schools. And that is always the number one question with the, 40, 50 kids in that class that are Canadian. They say, well, what do we do when we go back home? And no one had the answers. And so we felt like, okay, let's start asking, interviewing optometrists, ophthalmologists, anyone, and let's start getting those answers and giving them to people who need it and who need that guidance. Yeah.
Right. I think that's really it's really interesting how you're connecting the two countries. I feel even I had the same thought when I did my first two podcasts with Dr. Maria. Is there's nothing for India, though I'm in United States, but I do know what is happening there. And if someone wants to travel, say in United States or any other country, how can I give them a kickstart? So that was my initial idea behind how can I help people who do not come from that developed country or a developed optometry curriculum, because it's quite different on what we can do and what we cannot do. So I totally get how that background came in. Now, talking about your guys' logo, I do understand the name FourEyes actually comes from you four. Who designed the logo?
Actually, one of my cousins is a graphic designer. So I actually reached out to her and I just told her, this is the name for the podcast. And what do you think? Can you draw some designs? And she sent us a few prototypes, a few ideas. And then we just decided on the broken glasses because we're not perfect, us four. Clearly, if you listen to us, we're not professional in our happy hour episodes. We talk all over the place. We ask a lot of questions, even if it sounds like we don't know what we're talking about, we kind of work our way through it to learn more. So we're flawed just like everyone else. And we felt like the logo matched that perfectly. And yeah, we're just trying to put the pieces all together. Yeah.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Now going to Dr. Maria, you already had corporate optometry and then you moved to Corporate Optometry Nation podcast. Can you talk a little more about your journey?
Yeah, Jen and I had met at one of the conferences, and we had met and collaborated and said, how can we work together? And that's how the podcast kind of started. It wasn't things. So, and then I just, no special way, just said, I think corporate optometry should be a good tagline for it. Be able to, have doctors, interview doctors in the corporate setting, the ones that are doing great things, medical model, things like that. But also then expanding. I met like doctors throughout the world, and just same issues that are going on, maybe help each other out in that. It's been fun to be able to expand besides blogging and things like that, because it seems like the audience in the group, some like blogging, some like posts, some want podcasts, and then being able to share some of my things through Defocus Media's network has been great exposure as well.
And what's your story behind your logo? I do see a globe, and you definitely are a global, you have a global outreach. So can you talk a little bit on that logo that you have?
For corporate optometry? Yeah, that was like 5-6 years ago. So that was the idea, it was all over the world. Most of the companies are located all over the world. So that was where that came from. And it's grown, it's pretty well known. And so I'm pretty proud of that.
That's awesome. I'm sure we all are. I'm sorry, Dr. Glover and Dr. Sian, but I'm proud of the women power here. So,
Maria's network, you have over 30,000 members of your Facebook group. I mean, you've built a true network that helps people so much. And honestly, of all the Facebook forums, if I want to know what's going on in optometry, like the nitty gritty, what's going on with these insurances, when there's some sort of bigger social issue, your forum is where you're going to find the real truth and the real answers very quickly without a whole lot of other shenanigans going on. So I just really appreciate what you've done. And that's why when we had talked and you thought you wanted to go into podcasting, I mean, whatever you need to do, this woman is going to make some amazing things happen when you give her a platform. So
thank you so much.
And I have to say this out, anytime that I email Dr. Maria, her response comes within minutes. I don't know how she gets time with so many things going on. Being a mom, running to practices, having so many things going on, you send her an email and she'll respond to you within minutes. I do call her like a superwoman at times in my emails. Well, hey, superwoman, can you help me with this? And she's like on there. So awesome. Now talking about the 2020 podcast, Dr. Sian, all yours.
Well, as you kind of mentioned in the intro, I would dabble in a bunch of other stuff, right? So when I started practicing in 2010, I started writing a blog, which eventually transitioned into me making some fun funny YouTube videos that were meant to be educational. And then, you know what, I was just like, okay, how else can I reach people? That's kind of something that I've always wanted to do. At the time, whatever, last year when I was kind of thinking about doing this, I was listening to a lot of Gary Vee. And that's one of the things Gary Vee always says is like, you know, if you don't have a podcast right now, you're like behind, right? So it did seem at the time like everybody and their dog had a podcast, but at the same time I was like, well, there's an opportunity there. And I truly respect, you know, everybody here, and the amount of information that I've learned from listening to your guys' podcast is amazing, and like been able to implement into my practice or into my life, however. But the approach that I wanted to take was less so clinical and optometry related, because I was having a lot of conversations, I still am, on a very regular basis with people in completely different industries through some other endeavors that I'm part of, that kind of allow me to kind of dive into these different worlds where I'm talking to athletes or people on TV or whatever it might be. And so I just kind of thought, like, so much of what I do and how I like getting out there and doing, like, meeting people is coming from these interactions I'm having with these people. And I feel like there's a lot of benefit that other optometrists could glean from these conversations. So I asked a handful of those people that I knew at least well enough that I felt comfortable enough asking if they would be comfortable coming on a podcast, and they all said yes, and they all seemed happy about it. So I thought, okay, at least I got like 5 podcast episodes I could put out there. I'm going to record those, and then I'll see where it goes. And that was like, I made this little intro video from those podcasts, and it seemed to kind of resonate with enough people that I felt like I keep going. And then honestly, I think Jen maybe mentioned this, that one of the best things is how much you learn from talking to these people, how much it improves your own life and your own experience. So it's almost a bit addictive now. I'm like, who else can I talk to? Who else can I learn from? And at the same time, I'm hoping that it allows me to share that knowledge with other people and to make their lives a little bit better as well.
I'm sure you are already making people's life better and influencing everyone. So thank you for, thinking about and going ahead doing podcast in optometry, but, a little outside and showing us the glimpse of an outside world from an eye of an optometrist. So thank you so much. Talking about the name, the 2020 podcast, do you have any interesting story behind the name?
Well, it's kind of like the obvious thing. I'm an optometrist, so 2020 vision. But really, like, seeing things more clearly by kind of looking through different lenses, if you will, right? So that was kind of the behind the scenes thought of that name, but it's just literally the first name that came to mind. And in my experience throughout life, often the first idea is usually the best. So I just stuck with it, and I didn't bother stressing myself out about picking a different name. And I guess, I came up with the subtitle of bringing clarity to business and entrepreneurship and stuff like that.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. Now I'm going to ask you the next question. I'm going to just start with you. As you rightly mentioned, this has a lot of impact on your at personal level and professional level as well. Is there something that you would like to share how this new platform helped you on either of the aspects of your life?
Specifically with my own podcast or just podcasting in general?
Your choice.
Well, I listen to, I think, was it Amrit, were you saying you listen to podcasts on your commute every day? Like, that's how I started, right? So I opened my first office in 2013, which is a sublease practice. And it's an hour drive door to door. So initially, 2013, I'm like, all right, listen to music. I got sick of music real quick. I downloaded audiobooks, and those were great. But then I felt like I wanted something that kind of like, instead of watching a movie, I wanted to watch a TV episode. It was done in 20 minutes or an hour or whatever. So then I started getting into podcasts, and man, it changed my life dramatically at that point. The amount of information I was able to consume and assimilate into my life from all these different podcasts, it really did change my perspective in a lot of ways. And as I mentioned with my own podcast, being able to sit, originally when I started and everything pre-COVID, I was sitting next to my guest. I deliberately only would interview people that I could have sit in the exam room with me. I really wanted to make that like a thing about my podcast. And there's just something about having that face-to-face conversation with somebody. And I'm not good at it. You know, Darryl and Jen, I know you guys are significantly better than me at this, but like, if you ask the right question, you know, it's really cool, the response you get. And then like this kind of energy that comes from the response, especially when you're sitting in person with somebody. So I was starting to learn so much. And like I said, it became a bit addictive to me to kind of have that experience with people. And again, if you ask the right questions virtually, you can still glean that. But I kind of yearn for that in-person thing again. But it really, there's just so much. I can't even quantify how much I've learned and how much better I feel like my personal and professional life is, thanks to podcasting, as corny as that sounds.
No, but I'm sure we all can relate and agree to that. Dr. Maria, what are your thoughts? How has you already have multiple platforms that you are taking care of? Talking specifically about podcast and podcasting, how has that platform, you know, helped you professionally or personally?
Yeah, well, I connect with people all around the world, and you interview and you learn more, right? So,
right.
But we also, to be able to take that information back to the group to tell the other doctors about this information to kind of help each other. I think that's been big. But for me, it's just, you know, networking and meeting people all over the world and talking to people within the Facebook group or podcasting has been huge in the last 5 years. I mean, for me, I've learned so much, whether it's something so simple as efficiency in a practice, medical model, helping. Like today I was on a call with the doctor, and there's a new contract coming out with a sublease. And, you know, I said, follow up with me, you know, once you get through. I said, you know, this is what I think. It's the first time I've seen it, but so I can help someone else in the future on it, you know? So, so that's been great to be able to, you know, have that information too, to help, because it helps the group, but it also is great information to be able to put on the websites or in a podcast.
Awesome. How about the Defocus Media Duo? How has a podcast is just one thing of what you all do, but just focusing about podcast, how has it helped you personally and professionally?
Go, Jen, or you want me?
Oh yeah, I was like, you go ahead. You let me do this.
You both can answer. It could have affected you like at a different level, right? It just doesn't have to be either or.
You know, I try to be a gentleman. I like for ladies to go first, so that's why, you know, Jen always normally starts everything off. But for me, it's all about with podcasting, it's open up the door to opportunity, right? You know, being a Black male in the eye care industry, there's not a lot of us. So for me to be able to give a voice, that's huge. And to be able to give a voice that can be heard all across our industry, but globally, is even bigger. So for me, it's opened up a lot of opportunity to touch people, to hear people's stories, to learn more about people, to learn more about their stories, whether it's optometry related, whether it's just their culture, their background, whether it's a certain technology that's available, whether it's a certain service that someone has. That has opened up the opportunity for me to learn more. And one thing that Jen and I love to do, and it's been kind of hinted around this entire podcast, is that we really bring people on the show for things that we want to learn about. That's kind of like our little secret. Like we basically bring people on that we want to know something about because we may not have the knowledge of it or we find it interesting. So, you know, that's a great thing with the podcasting world. But as a result of podcasting, it's really taken, I know, my personal brand and Jen's personal brand to the next level. As a result of it, you know, it's opened up doors for board positions, a lot of speaking engagements, even sometimes just like walkthroughs. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm a rock star or a rapper, you know, I'm going to different events and getting something for just showing up, you know. I mean, like it's amazing the opportunities that you can have at your fingertips. But for me, it's really just been an amazing adventure, amazing ride. The one thing that I really love about having this opportunity is that I have a 3-year-old. And when my 3-year-old grows up, he's going to be able to always go on YouTube, go on a podcast, at iTunes, whatever it may be at the time, and he can hear his daddy's voice. And that's something that's going to allow me to live forever. And that's something that he can always share with his family, his friends, his kids in the future as well. Because you guys got to remember, this is going to live on forever. Once it's on the internet, it's not going anywhere. So for me, that's a true blessing. So for me, again, it's just opportunity has opened up as a result of just being able to podcast.
That actually makes me really nervous now that you said that, Darryl.
Yeah.
Those early
I was like, all are nervous except him.
All those happy hour episodes we did. It's like, oh.
how do I delete stuff from the internet? I'll be Googling.
Yeah.
Dr. Jen, do you have to share? Actually, before I go to you, I have to say Dr. Darryl Glover, because I just knew Defocus Media and the company who did editing for the podcast because of Dr. Maria. When I actually saw both of you, I was like, I know them. I did have a celebrity moment when I saw both of you.
It's a pleasure to be out in, was it San Francisco? I think where's that conference?
Yes. So like, I know them. So you definitely have a rock star celebrity when you walk in any optometry conferences.
What's so funny is earlier on in the podcast, a lot of times when we would go to things, they were like, oh, it's Darryl, it's Dr. Glover's wife. I was like, no. I'm another optometrist. But
basically work wife.
Work
wife, yeah.
Like for real. Like she is my work wife. When we're on the road, like I'm going to Jen, like she's my wife Adiola. I'm like, Jen, what am I supposed to do next? Where are we going? You know, like literally, but I leave out of this house, Jen, I'm like holding her hand by our arm. Just going streets and the conferences together.
The only thing I have to add, because I think obviously like we've all found this incredibly rewarding and we've learned so much, but above and beyond that, I think even if it's just one person that listens to your show and gets inspired about that, I mean, you've helped somebody else find their passion for this profession. And when we first started podcasting, Darryl, it was not a thing for people to really talk about loving optometry. And I think that we've seen, and more than just our podcast, but like through Instagram, through a lot of other social platforms, people are not afraid or embarrassed to say, I love this profession and I love what I'm doing with it. But a decade ago, you didn't hear people talking about that. You only heard people talking about how much they dislike this profession and they wish they had tried something else. And it was demoralizing as a young doctor. And I love the positive energy that just across all social platforms, young optometrists have been able to build. And then by promoting other people's stories, by opening up the platform to other doctors to do good, I just feel like a real sense of purpose with what we're doing, that sometimes day to day you might lose that ability to see like I'm doing something of value. But when you give someone a platform to share their story and you know that's going to inspire and help others, you're like, oh my God, thank God we did this so that we can do so much good for the world.
Absolutely. You have inspired, I think, everyone who is part of this and all those who are going to listen to this podcast. So definitely. All right. So the FourEyes team, how can you share how has it helped you personally and professionally?
I can start. So I know for sure starting this podcast personally really helped our friendship grow and strengthen after school. You know, after we graduated, we talked in our group chat maybe once every 2 months. And it was mainly a question like, what do you think of this optic nerve? It wasn't even a hi. So definitely for us to get together every week and discuss ideas and start talking to each other, it really did bring us closer. So I'm definitely very thankful for that, because we are all separated now across the continent. So it is nice to have this support system anytime we need it. And when we started, we had like 5 people listening to our podcast. So we really didn't think that it was going to be for anyone but really us, because we were learning about all the clinical conditions that we were discussing with each other. But now we've grown exponentially over it hasn't even been a year. We started back in March 2020. And, you know, the most rewarding thing that happened last week, I don't know if you girls feel the same way, but, you know, we had someone that was in undergraduate studies who messaged us on Instagram saying, I'm a pre-OD student and I listened to you girls and I love the podcast. And so I'm so excited to go into optometry school. And that's just something I personally never expected to happen. And just reading that message, I was, I felt really happy that, you know, we're reaching out to people and we had no idea that we were making such an impact on people. So it's definitely a rewarding experience in that sense. But yeah, that's my take on it. I'll let you guys share.
Go ahead.
We always talk. Deepon and I always talk the most. I'm sure you guys know that. Yeah.
So they're the more talkative ones, whereas me and Alex are a little bit more on the shyer end. So that's why we balance each other out. But yeah, our podcast, I think is the main thing was that because we do so much research, we're kind of trying to keep updated with the new research, new technologies that's out. So it kind of like in a way forces you to be updated. So I kind of really like doing that. And another thing is, as we say, like we put that positive energy out, and like so many optometrists reached out to us. We get like so much feedback, a lot of positive feedback, and it just makes you want to do this even more, and just, you know, pushes you
I think
to
we're
even excel.
we're feeling what Dr. Glover was just mentioning, because we are having so much fun with this podcast that it's getting a little addictive. So we've taken a break after season 2, but we already have a list of like 10, 12 episodes that we want to do next. And so it's just getting very addictive in that sense. Like we want to talk to more people. We want to get to interview more people. We want to do more clinical episodes. And so, yeah, it's just getting addictive in that sense that we're having such a good time.
That's awesome. It definitely is addictive to everyone. I think that's why we have been making a community and influencing everyone to join this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dr. Deepon. What are you? How has this helped you?
Actually, I was gonna say something about what Jen said. So talking about that negative energy, before I started optometry school, that's kind of all that I saw on the internet all the time, like how optometry is a dead profession, blah, 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 just constant negative energy. And then when we started this podcast, Instagram and the online world, I just couldn't believe the positive energy for optometry, like how supportive people were, how everyone, if you just ask them, like, when we first asked, like, oh, do you mind being on our podcast? I swear we were like, oh, they're probably gonna say no. We'll just have some backups, blah, blah. Everybody was like, oh yeah. I don't know who you are, but that's fine. Let's do it. I'll help. I was like, oh my God. So that was really, really overwhelming and amazing. And I think, just connecting with such a positive profession and group of people was one of the greatest things about our podcast for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to add this. When I started, like, of course, we all start with our close group who we are sure are going to say yes. And then you start going outside your comfort zone. I was like, do they charge to be on the podcast? Do I have to pay them? I'm like, it's a personal initiative. Can you just come for free?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think one of the earliest people that we interviewed was Dr. Sian, and we had no idea what we were doing. We really loved his content, and we were like, I think Deepon was like, there's no way he's going to say yes. He's way too busy with life. And we emailed him, and he's like, yeah, just tell me when. And we were like, shocked. We were like, oh, I don't think he knows anything
Did you
about
guys get
us.
my invoice after that, or am I still waiting on?
Yeah. We already paid it like a long time ago. Did you get it?
Did that go to Defocus, or did that come to me? Where did that?
I actually was even nervous, even though I know most of you guys, that are like, will they be okay to come and do like the first, like, podcaster thing with everyone around? I'm not sure if they'll say yes, no, but yeah, I think everyone have been extremely, extremely supportive. Thank you so much for sharing all that, but I think enough of podcasting. I do know it's my first year anniversary, so we should have some fun and not just talk about how this has been amazing. I promise it'll be fun. So I've made like 2 games for you guys. One is, I'm sure you all know, Never Have I Ever. I love the show on Netflix if you have already seen it.
Yeah.
This is on Netflix?
Yeah,
I did not know.
Never Have I Ever, where there's an Indian girl who is in United States and she talks about her story.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, I've seen this. I thought it was a new game show. Never mind.
No, I got inspired from that show, but I have like series of questions for you, which I'll ask. And if you have done, you say yes. If you haven't, you just say no. Okay, so I'll just ask series of questions. It's open to all. And let's see what everyone has done or hasn't done. So are you all ready?
Yeah.
Do we take a drink if we've done it? Isn't that how it works?
Or do we do thumbs up?
Yeah, Dr.
I think
Lyerly
yes.
is already drinking, and I
I'm
don't
like
have
halfway
anything
down.
here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, ideally you have to drink, but then, it's, I didn't want to encourage that. I'm not sure who's listening, and once it's on internet, Sorry.
I said I'll encourage it for you if you'd like.
No, as Dr. Glover mentioned, right? Once it's on the internet, it's always there. So I want to be.
See, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, you're right.
I want like a no controversy episode.
Our kids are going to be like, our parents were drunk,
all the
alcoholics.
time.
All right. So starting with my questions, please feel free to just randomly say I haven't. Okay. So never have I ever binged an entire series in one day. I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Deepon is like the ultimate binger. He can
You
sit in
have
her room with the door shut and the lights off for literally 12 hours straight in a day.
Yeah,
She won't move.
proud of
She won't
it.
eat.
Proud of
Yeah.
it.
But yes.
I think I relate a lot with Deepon. I have done that too.
Yeah.
Like if I start, I cannot stop. I have to know how many episodes. Can I finish it in a day?
I'm so I cannot stand it. Like one episode, I can't stand if I'm with someone that wants to watch multiple things in a row because like I only want to sit for so long. Then I need to go do something else.
Yeah.
If my butt feels like it's gonna grow into the chair, I'm very unhappy.
Mine has
Quarantine. That's all I did.
I think Deepon's butt left like a permanent imprint in whatever house you were living in at ICO.
Awesome. Second question. Never have I ever got in a wrong train, bus, or on a wrong route.
Oh, I've done that.
I had done like 3 hours of wrong way travel and coming back and crying, why am I here?
Oh my God.
So yeah, never have I ever trolled someone on social media.
Trolled?
Trolled someone on social media.
Oh, that's all terrible.
Yeah.
No.
I trolled my wife.
That's so mean.
Ah. You know, we troll Rav every day in real life. So that I think that counts too. We troll her on the podcast too, I'm sure.
Yeah, podcast is a social media, so you can say yeah.
There you go. Okay,
Have
we have.
any of
We
you
have.
guys ever been
Yes.
trolled for real through your podcast or anything?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
For the like about the podcast?
Not about podcasts, like Facebook stuff.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Well, then you
Facebook's
give back.
brutal.
Yeah,
So,
through
yeah.
your public
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned
Doctor
to-
profile, yeah.
We
Yeah.
haven't had anyone troll us yet.
But
Yeah, I think we're not
I think
capable.
we're just still so new. I don't think we get that much like
I-
feedback in the first place.
Yeah.
I
We
think
don't get
I
as
think-
much compared to you guys. You guys have such a, high audience and high volume
Right.
compared to us. And I think the only negative feedback we've probably gotten is from Deepon's family. Who listens to I think they gave us a list on our first episode. Her sister and her brother-in-law
Your
gave us a
brother-in-law,
list.
Keep it real. They're like, all right.
Yeah.
So
They were like, you guys sound awful in this part of the episode. You guys sound like you're faking it here. Why is Alex so quiet? Why is Rav quiet? This. They had like a whole list. So they did troll us for sure.
That's constructive criticism.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
I say if you're trolled, then you made it. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Never have I ever run a marathon.
Ooh,
I've done a half. If that
Well,
counts.
I did a 5K.
That's not a marathon.
That's not bad.
It's not even half a
But
marathon.
for someone who doesn't run at all, I'm proud of myself.
Awesome. My last question. Never have I ever deleted a post on social media because it didn't get enough likes.
Oh.
Probably in high school, yes. I mean, if you want to go way back, yes. Oh, liars.
I don't think I had
I think I
Instagram.
probably
Maybe in
did.
high school, we're too old.
Yeah.
you're too old. Yes. Thanks for reminding everybody.
There was no social media when I was in high school.
we had what was that? AIM Messenger.
Any message?
Or MSN, yeah.
Oh, yeah, after
Yeah,
MSN.
yeah.
I guess that was some form of social.
You guys
Yeah.
remember
IOL?
ICQ?
ICQ.
Yeah. Was that a
Yeah.
Canadian thing or that was an American too?
It's not a
Wasn't it?
Canadian thing. I don't remember that.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know
Well,
that.
Dr. Sian remembers ICQ, so that's all.
Uh-oh. It was the sound was uh-oh every time
Yeah.
you had a message.
All right, so we're done with the first fun segment. Now I'm going to go to a rapid fire where I'm going to play with each each podcasting team. So I'm going to first start with the Defocus media duo. I'm going to ask a question. The first word, sentence, whatever comes in, just, it has to be rapid. Please don't think. So whatever comes in first, just say it out loud, okay? And Dr. Glover, you don't always have to say ladies first. I want your response too.
Yeah.
I think he tries to run away with any rapid fire situation. He's like, Jen, can you take it? All right. So if you had to interview a celebrity on your podcast, who would that be? You already have many celebrities, but if you have to choose like one outside optometry celebrity.
Barack Obama.
Ah, nice. I would love to hear that. If you can get hold of him, please do record. All right. My second question, if we were to write an autobiography, what would the title be?
I mean, obviously, like everyone's favorite optometrist, or it's just like you can't even say Darryl Glover without a tagline at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even think about that, Jen.
Awesome. So another question. If you were granted a wish, one wish by a genie, what would that be?
In racism.
Sorry?
What did you say?
In racism.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was being really selfish, and I feel terrible now because I was more like,
Win $1 million.
like, oh, like just like my house to be magically clean all the time. That's so selfish, and yours is like,
But then you could focus on ending racism.
Yep.
yeah, that would be better.
Yeah.
This is why he's such an important, part of the duo.
I actually heard this question in another podcast, and he said I would ask him to grant me 10 more wishes. And I'm like, wow, that's me.
That's a hustler right there.
All right. Thank you so much for playing. We'll go to the FourEyes group. Starting with you guys, if you have if this was your last episode, who would you like to interview?
I think
Like
Deepon should
anybody
take
or
this.
someone in the
He
optometry
likes a
world?
lot of celebrities.
Sorry?
Like anybody or someone in the optometry profession?
Anybody. If this is your last episode of your podcast, who
Oh,
would you
100%
interview?
Michelle Obama.
Ah.
My answer.
Yes.
How about you ladies? You all can have a different answer too.
Honestly, I would also do Michelle Obama because right now I'm listening to her podcast on Spotify and loving it. But if I had to choose someone else, I would do Conan O'Brien. Definitely.
Ooh,
Definitely.
That's a
Yes.
Nice. All right.
Mm,
So if there was a movie made on
Rav, you're
you
too
four-
slow.
I know. I don't even have one. I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, so the next question is for Ravinder. Now you have to answer this. If a movie was made on you four friends, what would the title be?
I don't know why I always think of that Bridesmaid movie.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime
Okay.
I think of us,
You know what?
So
That's
we'd be called bridesmaids?
but we wouldn't be called bridesmaids.
The
But
FourEyes
something-
Bridesmaid. Maybe you should want like a bigger name.
Yeah.
I think the title would be What Were These Girls Thinking? I think it's just a...
What
Yeah,
happened
that's
here?
probably it.
All right. Now going to Dr. Harbir, Sian, we're going to ask you a couple of rapid fire questions to you. If you had to interview a celebrity, which you already do, if this was your last episode and if you had to interview a celebrity, who would it be?
Dead or alive? Does it matter?
It's open. You never know. In a few years, you might be able to connect with people dead. You don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true. That's true. Oh my God, sorry, rapid fire. And I should have known this question was coming too. The first person that comes to mind is Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. If it was not the podcast channel, you already have YouTube and other things. What is the other social media channel you feel you're missing and you would have started?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
If it was not podcast, what was the other social media channel you feel you are missing out and you would want to start?
Oh, TikTok, obviously.
TikTok, yeah.
No, I'm kidding about that. I don't know. I think if I wasn't doing podcasting, I might spend a little more time on YouTube.
Nice. But TikTok wouldn't be a bad thing for you to. I would love to see your TikTok videos.
I could do, the little like.
Yeah.
Basically, I got it down.
TikTok, it just seems like
What was that exactly? I don't know what happened.
Oh, you haven't seen that? You've seen the videos. They're like point at this thing,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
point at
yeah,
that thing, and then like here's the answer.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a new trend. I've seen so many videos like this.
I could do it.
Awesome. Again, the same question which I had
But
asked.
sorry, 1 second. I apologize to anybody who is in TikTok and does those videos. I'm not making fun of you. Not directly.
Yeah, not
Like
directly.
a general.
All right, going to the next rapid fire question. If a genie would be granting you one wish, what would that be? Please don't say, give me another 10 wish. So that answer is already taken.
You know what? Now any answer anybody gives is gonna sound selfish. I feel like, thanks, Darryl.
Mhm.
No, but you know what? The wish would be for my family to be happy and
Your
healthy.
wish, I hope
Can I
your
make
wish
both
is
of them together?
granted.
You can only pick one.
Oh, okay.
Happiness or health. Sorry.
I'm gonna say happy because then they would be healthy as well.
Happy, wealthy, prosperous, rich.
Just happy.
Just happy. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Now I'm going to go to the corporate optometry, Dr. Maria Simpalis. Are you ready for the rapid fire?
Well, I've had so many answers, so much time. So, but yes,
Yeah.
these other answers have been pretty good too. So,
That's the good and the bad part, right? Somebody have already said your answer and you have to, oh my God, I have to rethink this. All right. So if you had to interview a celebrity guest, who would that be on your podcast?
yeah, I'm going to take what the girl said. Michelle Obama. I've listened to her podcast, very inspirational, and kind of like, that failure, you kind of keep getting up, doing it again. And just because they say you can't do it doesn't mean you can't do it. So
Absolutely. Wonderful. Now, if a movie was made on your life, who would you want the actor, actress be as the cast of that movie?
oh, well, I want someone good looking to be me at least. So I don't know.
You can cast yourself. You're a celebrity in optometry, so you can be like, it's me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess me. Yeah.
But if you had to choose an actress, let's just go hypothetically.
I can't think. No one comes to mind. I can't think of. So maybe someone else can say, yeah.
No worries. If we were to write an autobiography about your journey, what would be the title of that book?
The Different Path.
Ah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Good
All
one.
right. Thank you so much. I think you all did wonderful on the rapid fire. Some really fun answers. Thank you so much. And I really had fun. I hope you had fun too. Before I let you guys go and we end the podcast, one thing which I always like to do is if you could share one takeaway message for all the listeners. I would start with Dr. Jennifer and I'll go to everyone. So Dr. Glover, you have to have a word as well. So one takeaway advice.
Oh, okay. I know. I just, there's so much on my mind right now going on in the world. And I feel like that we get these great opportunities to try to share what's important right now to think about. But one of the things that's on my mind more than ever, and probably from working so closely with Darryl all these years, is just how underrepresented so much of healthcare is right now. And we look across this podcast in this opportunity and we see so many different people, so many backgrounds being embraced and represented. And we've got a great opportunity with what you guys are doing to reach pre-optometry students, high school students, young people who've never considered this profession, to inspire them to join this profession. So everybody maybe podcasting is for you. Maybe you want to do TikTok videos or you want to do just some Instagram posts, whatever you want to do to spread the word about the profession that you love. If it helps one person find this profession and we can become more inclusive and diverse as a profession, our profession is going to be so much better for it.
Absolutely loved it. Dr. Glover, your takeaway message.
Yeah, I mean, I can't top that. Jen is Jen. She kills it all the time. But if I had to say something, I would just say, just really take advantage of the opportunity that you have at your fingertips, and really learn how to make relationships and make sure you leverage those relationships, and always give back to your community, whether it's eye care or your local community or your family members as well. Just make sure you make this world a better place, so when you leave, people know that you really made a difference. And that's about it.
Absolutely. Lovely. Dr. Harbir, your takeaway message, please.
Um, Sorry, again, those are fantastic. I don't know how to follow that up. I was gonna share something a little bit more on a personal kind of note for anybody who's trying to. I think actually Jen and Darryl already kind of mentioned it in a way, like taking kind of grasp of the opportunities that are in front of you, but maybe more in a personal development, professional development aspect. A lot of times, I'll speak from my personal experience, but I know others are feeling this too, that when an opportunity, it seems like there's an opportunity, maybe you feel afraid to take it or not worthy of the opportunity. I'll quote Justin Bazan, who said this in one of my, I'm going to just give you the PG version of it. If something comes up, say yes and figure that ish out later. All right. So if you think there's something in front of you that you could take advantage of, just say yes. So just grasp it first and then figure out the details. Don't sit there and think, oh, you know what? I'm not actually qualified for that. I'll just let, I don't want to embarrass myself. Trust me, I've embarrassed myself plenty of times. If anybody out there thinks that somehow what I'm doing looks polished or somehow at some greater level, I promise you it's a mess behind the scenes of me scrambling to figure it out as I go. So if I had a title for a book, by the way, it would be that, Figuring It Out As I Go. So that I'd highly encourage anybody out there who thinks they have an opportunity to grab it, and don't worry about whether it goes perfectly the first time around or the second time around.
That's awesome. I really loved, and I completely understand. I'm sure we girls who have just started getting into this, we know how much we mess up, and we're still here. So absolutely, just have every opportunity possible. Dr. Maria, your takeaway message, please.
Yeah, I think if there's an opportunity, you take it. Like they said, fear of failure is a big thing. Over the years, there's been a lot of failure. There's been a lot of rejection. Just keep on getting up and doing it, and success will come.
Wonderful. Now, our fantastic group of girls, Dr. Deepon, if you would want to go ahead and start with your takeaway message.
I think the biggest thing is stop caring about what other people think. Just do it. Just like what these guys say, if you're worried about what someone else is going to think about it, don't. Just do it, try it out, learn something new. You always will. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. Dr. Amrit, your takeaway message.
I kind of have two. So one is similar to Deepon's. It's more on a personal level. So when anyone tells you that you can't do something, you definitely are able to do it, and you can prove them wrong. So make sure to do that. Don't let one person or two people tell you that you are not capable of doing it, because I've had that in my life, and I wouldn't be where I am today without them saying that, because it gave me that fire to really prove them wrong and make sure that I achieve everything that I wanted to achieve. So don't let those people ever hold you back. Second one is, mental health is real. We need more resources shared about mental health. We've personally lost a friend from suicides, and suicide can be prevented. So definitely reach out to your friends, share resources, and just talk about it more openly so that people feel more comfortable to open up before they make other decisions.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Dr. Ravinder, your takeaway message.
Mine would be, you always want to surround yourself with positive people. And especially these days, it goes on social media, like on Instagram, see who you're following. See if, are the person you're following, are you comparing yourself to that person, or is that person motivating you? I think that is the biggest thing these days, is that people tend to compare themselves too much, and they underestimate their value, and they think they're less. And it's kind of, as I say, that drives people to mental health illnesses. And that's one thing you can prevent is, surround yourself positive people, motivate yourself, see who motivates you to do better things, to make the world better.
Awesome. I cannot thank you enough for pointing out such important parts that you just shared of, from racism to mental health to believing in yourself. I'm sure everyone listening to this podcast, apart from fun, they will take away all these messages and will be encouraged to do something fun, something more positive, and bring smile all across. Before I let you guys,
I'd like to add one more thing, if that's okay.
Of course. This is all
we definitely do support Black Eye Care Perspective. And even though this is a movement that started in the US, I'm highly encouraging any Canadian optometrists, the School of Waterloo, Montreal, McGill, definitely to also start reaching out to Black Eye Care Perspective and learn the resources that they're sharing and see how we can make Canada a better place as well, because a lot of the spotlight is going on the US, but it's happening everywhere. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up.
Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that. And for anyone that wants to be involved in our next big initiative, we have what we call Impact HBCU, which is where we're reaching out to all the HBCUs in United States. And that stands for Historic Black College University. And we're just going to have a virtual event where we're going to talk to all the students at these schools that are interested in healthcare and eye care. And we're going to show them how sexy optometry is and just give them another way out in regards to a healthcare option. So if you're interested in helping to share a flyer, just reach out to me. I can put it in your inbox and you can share it and show love. And we just want to see that number increase. And yes, we want to see, the representation of Blacks increase, but honestly, we should just see the census reflect our industry in regards to what the United States is or what it is in Canada. That way we can have the best way to practice all together. It's just with African Americans, the entry point into eye care has been 3% for the last 15 years. And there's only 1.8% practicing optometrists that are Black in the United States. So we just need to really, really work on that. But we're all about just reflecting what our environment looks like.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Amrit, for bringing that up. And Dr. Glover, what I'll do is share that blurb and I'll add it in the description too, so people can all reach out to you and support the cause. Apart from that, to mark my 1-year anniversary, I'm also supporting a non-profit organization back in India, Mission for Vision, and they are working for since 2000. To combat avoidable blindness and promote disability inclusive world. And they are supporting people from all around the world, all around India, mainly the rural, and in all aspects, whether it's infrastructure, surgery, teaching the blind, or creating volunteers. I will be adding the link on my description. So I would really, really support and encourage all your listeners, if they could donate as little as $15 could actually change their lives. So thank you so much, everyone, for supporting different causes and being part of this episode.
Thank you so much for
having us.
That was great.
Congratulations.
Yes. Happy birthday. Happy podcast birthday.
Yeah. Let's do it again on number 2.
Yeah.
I think before that, I want to just get together for the FourEyes anniversary whenever. I think that would be the get together for another anniversary of another podcast. So thank you. I feel truly blessed to have you all as a community and supporting each other. Thank you once again for making your time and being around even at odd hours. I do know you all want that Friday to end and go back to your weekend, but I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Good time.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.